Welcome to Owen and Beru's barbecue. We were just watching the most recent football game, and we were like, "What? There's a Star Wars trailer in this thing?" So we decided that we would kick out the old grill, get the band back together, and grill up some. What should we grill up today? I'm at a loss.
Some like weird furry horses that run on starships.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So the one that's like, is there freaking horses on a Star Destroyer? Like,
that's not how space works.
I know. That was the one, really, the true one take I got from that trailer. I was like, are there horses? Like,
okay, so if you don't know, my name's Matt. I am joined today by Nick and Chris. He's here.
Yay! I made it.
The stars aligned for us all to do a quick show, quick take. And when I say quick, I mean Chris has watched it once. Nick's watched it twice with me prompting him to write stuff down like a madman. And I've seen it probably twice with that second take being like pausing, play, pause, play, pause, pause. So that is all we know. So, if you're getting this and you're like, what do these guys know? I've read 5 articles that list out all of the names of these things now. Well, we don't know. This is the hottest take.
the hot take, yeah. Probably by the time they listen to this, there'll be a billion fan theories, breaking down a 2-minute trailer.
So, okay. So Chris, your immediate take wasn't even hot. You were just like lukewarm. Right.
Yeah, my hot take on watching the trailer. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, they get the drawn out introduction from ESPN, and then they play the trailer, and I was just like, man, okay, like this is not unlike any other trailer seen thus far. It's not that it was a bad trailer. Like, I guess my 2 favorite things about the trailer were, number one, the score. Okay. Like John Williams' music, the theme of like the end of it all type of thing was pretty rad. And then the cinematography, like the on location, like the settings were pretty cool. As for like the content of the trailer, I was like, okay. I mean, I'm gonna see it, but like, what? It wasn't great.
Okay. Nick.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
So my immediate thoughts while watching it were, okay, they're going for a, we're all coming together, it's meant to be type thing as fans as well as in the movie. And also needs the C-3PO part of like, I'm remembering my friends. So it's going to be about him probably visualizing some of the older films as well, or maybe just within his head. And then my comedic smartass side of me immediately was one, they're running horses on a Death Star, maybe, and 2, Kylo is fighting a lightsaber battle in wet leather. That is brave. But that was maybe no. I
assume that it's space leather. It breathes a little differently.
It doesn't stick to you and weigh you down, and then But yeah, like I kind of agree with Chris. The score was great. That was kind of dominating that 2 minutes there, just loud music. And but it didn't really pique my interest until like the last 30 seconds of the trailer, probably.
Yeah.
When you see the statue fall, and all you see is just crumbling pieces. You're not quite sure what that is,
right?
And then you see, you hear the Emperor's voice talking to Rey. But then, like you said, like Matt, you paused it and slow framed it a little bit, and
I kept trying to see that statue exploding. Like I was like, "What is the statue?"
Yeah. And so that's the 2 things. I was like, okay, there's definitely a Darth Vader possibly right there in some form, and that's definitely the Emperor in some form. So that was just my hot take.
Sure. Okay, so my initial was just like, okay, wow, we're getting this jungle planet, and then I'm like, who's talking? Is this J.J. Abrams talking?
It was Poe, wasn't it?
It was Finn at first, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And then it switches to Poe.
Okay.
And then it goes to Rey. And then I believe after that is Kylo. So you got the four main, people basically talking. And then after that is the Emperor.
Yeah, I think so.
Then it goes Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's it.
You got that nice, sweet, like little chills up. I did when he said the Force will be with you. And then you got Leia at the very, very end. And that was a nice like switch as it went from Luke to Leia. So to me, that was the part that I was like, oh yeah, those are the feels right there. Okay, so we got some locations in that, and I guess to Chris's thought, the cinematography, like these locations I kept looking at, and then I think for the first time for me, initially I was thinking, oh, they're battling on some part of the Death Star, but then I think with this one, with all of these Star Destroyer rising out of the water,
the eclipse.
Was it the water? Okay.
Yeah, and so then I was like, okay, so is that when they're riding on the like Star Destroyers as they're coming out? Is that what they're battling on? Is a Star Destroyer?
Because like what I thought was an interesting, almost like the Never-Ending Story palace. There was like this weird frozen iceberg in space.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And and you see just a bunch of TIE fighters. I'm not sure if they're Resistance or Imperial. I mean, I'm sorry, First Order or Imperial. But you see a bunch of them going towards it, and then you see these Star Destroyers coming out of the water. But I also thought, well, maybe this is frozen ice, and it's crushing as they're maybe out of that iceberg-ish looking thing. And maybe they've been frozen in the unknown regions for 30 years or something like that, and now once they open, starting up their cores or something, it's melting the ice. But that's just me really thinking like, ooh, that could be something.
Nice. You know what? If anything, Star Wars is to make us like dream big and imagine what could be, and I love that about the series, the saga, and especially whenever we look at these trailers, it's just like to speculate, like, ooh, what's happening there? I mean, one of the things Finn says is, Finn's talking about the Force. There is that scene where Poe is talking, and it's kind of zooming in on like all of these people gathered together, and you just barely see a glimpse of them, but Lando's in the middle of that.
Oh no, I didn't go there. You did have some quick eyes
and cards,
playing cards, or
you could see him rocking his old school outfit.
I mean, how was Poe giving the the pep talk? I mean, he did get demoted, and he tried to do a mutiny in the last movie. So, but then
at the end though, Leia's like, "Well, what are you looking at me? Follow him."
What she know? She's half dead, frozen in space earlier in the film. She wasn't clearly not thinking right.
Sure, maybe that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Just messing with everybody out there.
I did like the fact that Rey said, like, she said something about no one knows who I am.
Right. Yeah. They tell me people tell me they know me. No one does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because maybe she doesn't even know herself. So
it was a nice shout out to the fans too. Like, you guys think you know me, but you don't. So I like that. So very.
See, the thing is with me, like I feel like if with every trailer we've seen of the last three movies since they've come out, every single one of them, I have walked away from the trailer being like, "Oh, that looked awesome! I can't wait to see this. Like, this is dope." And this one, I was just like,
Cool. All right. Now, is it to be clear though, Chris? Is this because you had your Monday Night Football hat on, and you're all like, "Go Patriots, go!"
No,
but is it because we didn't see any small, warm, fuzzy creatures? Is that what it was?
No porgs, you mean?
No porg. You were wanting an Ewok or some kind of thing you could buy a little toy and snuggle with it while you slept.
Well, you got the little rolly robot thing,
and that creature working on the back of C-3PO's head.
Yeah,
right.
But
that dude's small.
So, okay, prediction. C-3PO is going to go like he's going to be like a dark agent for us, for the light side. Because we saw him once with the red eyes, it's like reprogramming him and stuff to make him be like a, like an
assassin
droid.
Could you imagine C-3PO being an assassin? Yeah, no.
Now they did actually do something kind of like a little spoof on this in one of the Lego Star Wars cartoons. Is C-3PO goes like all guns crazy, and then the Emperor shows up and is just like, "What do you know? You're a protocol droid." And he's like, "Oh yes, I guess I am." And then he gets all like wimpy again.
We need Bones.
What's that?
We need Bones. Bones has got to make a comeback.
Star Trek?
No, Bones was what's his name's Imperial battle droid that he.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the book series. Yes. Now I know what you're talking about. I was just like
nerd.
Yeah. Didn't they call him Mr. Bones?
I'm sorry. Geek card removed. Mr. Bones.
Man, I was thinking the same thing. I guarantee there's a lot of people going like, did Chris just talk about Star Trek on a Star Wars podcast? What?
Somebody shows up at your doorstep or at your
Snaps.
Work
Snaps is protocol droid, or not protocol droid. Battle droid.
I'm only a protocol droid.
So Snaps Wexley in the Aftermath trilogy creates from the parts of a B1 battle droid. He creates his own little servant, and it's kind of like his own little protector's assassin.
Yeah, but he gives it like a really weird personality too. So it's like he's like half ballerina and half like assassin, I guess. Mm-hmm. So he has all these weird like random quips, and he dances around like a ballerina, just
as he listens to Tiny Dancer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to play the contrarian, which I honestly, I was completely underwhelmed. I'm sorry, reverse that. Underwhelmed by the trailer. I mean, that's not to say that it wasn't a beautiful trailer. It doesn't. I mean, I'm no less excited. I'm probably more excited just because it's getting closer. But the trailer didn't do anything for me. I don't personally think it was their best work from a trailer. It's just
you've convinced me. I'm going to go ahead and return those tickets that I just bought.
Yes, you should.
That was probably, I was more concerned about buying tickets actually than the trailer tonight. I was just like, okay, I got to get these tickets once they go on sale. And, there's a certain time frame that I was looking at. Like it was kind of right after my kids get out of school, and it's on the Friday. And so we could all, as a family, like it kind of kicks off their winter break. And so as a family, we can all go together. So it's the first time I'm not going to see it on opening night. So, I'm going to have to go media dark basically as of December 19th.
I think most of us will be that way, actually.
We see. I got to wait to get my work schedule before I can buy tickets. But I just checked before I record.
Comes out on the 19th.
Okay. Yeah, it does, but I don't have a schedule yet. But but it doesn't sell out. Sorry, nerds. It doesn't.
It's more about trying to get into the right theater and actually all of the opening night stuff had already sold out. So because I double checked in my area like with the opening night stuff, but it was really about getting, because I can reserve seating. And I'd rather reserve seating in the nice chairs.
Those theaters are amazing.
So it was really more about the specific theater with the specific chairs in like a certain time slot, as opposed to the fact that I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to see it. It's like, I knew there'd be times, and hard pressed, I'd just go and see it by myself. But to get 4 seats together and the right time slot, cushy seats. So, all right. Any like crack potty theories that, since Jack's not here and we won't ever invite him on the show, just off the wall.
So they were dead the whole time.
Yeah. Palpatine's Star Destroyer. That was the Eclipse, correct? Do you recall the stories?
That sounds good. Yeah.
So
Eclipse.
If he built a second one and it's been hibernating underwater all this time. He's just waiting to rise.
Well, I mean, we did see in the previous trailers where there's like a ton of Star Destroyers. So what if all of these are rising out of, some planet that have been submerged?
And you wonder, like, because this you did see a couple back ends of some Star Destroyers, but mostly you saw the Resistance Alliance, I guess. Now you saw more of them in this trailer. But yeah, like I'm more curious of like what the Emperor is. Is it actually him? Is it just a transfer of consciousness? Like, what is it? Or is it a clone?
We saw that spiky throne, right?
Yeah, we did.
And then we saw the kind of the shoulder of him, or like that little
bit of a robe. Yeah,
yeah. But Nick, were you the one that floated? He's on a mechanical chair?
That's what it looked like to me. Because I think they show you two quick shots of it, and the first time you see it's more focused on Rey, and I thought it was stationary, like him, like from the chair, like an Emperor's chair, like just talking down to her. But the second shot, you can see he's moving just a little bit towards her, and so you're like, oh, it's got to be some kind of mechanical chair that it's
floating
like
down.
Looking down on it, or like almost kind of like a Darth Maul kind of thing. Like you might have mechanical legs or something, like walking towards her.
They actually screwed up in the filming. That was actually a camera operator that they got caught in the shot. Sorry,
that whole thing's just a big boom mic on that left side. They were like, we'll just leave it in. Nobody will notice. They'll just think it's sci-fi. So do you think we're going to get any callbacks to like old planets here? Because I mean, like,
the first thing you saw was Rey running on what looked to be Endor, but I don't believe it to be Endor.
Okay.
But you see, that's the thing that hits the ground is a rebel helmet from the Endor. So that's already a little bit of a callback.
See, I thought it was on Yavin. I thought
it could have been Yavin, but it's some kind of nature planet, though. Yeah. And then it kind of flips, her jumping, which you assume is training, all of a sudden her landing on what you assume is the inside of the Death Star.
See, that to me, that helmet, going back to where you were just talking about, that helmet reminded me not of the Rebel helmet, but like one of those training helmets that Luke rocked when he was, doing his lightsaber training. Do you think that was all part of the training? Do you think that's just like her, like running through like the woods with blinders on, essentially utilizing the Force?
Could be. But you wonder I guess maybe Force Luke is still training her, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean we've got to see Luke in this, right? I mean that's kind of. I mean, obviously they haven't shown us Luke, but I can only guess that we're going to get some kind of Force Ghost Luke.
Well, here's the thing: like if not Luke, then Rise of Skywalker. So I mean, that's the name of the movie.
I heard a really lame theory today that people were like all getting behind. That was like, oh, it's because there's no more Jedi anymore. There's no more Sith, so she just renames them all Skywalkers, like the Jedi.
Oh, that person's got to go to hell.
Exactly. I was like, who makes up this crap?
They safe. I see what you're doing, Chris. You're pointing at Nick. Yes, he does.
Hey, I didn't say
anything. Me.
I didn't say anything. I said crap.
Yeah, so just pull the curtain back here for a second. So right before we started recording, so you guys may have noticed from another show called Ramblecast After Dark, right? It's an explicit pod where we kind of let loose with it. So before the show, Matt says, "Hey, just a reminder, Chris, you can't swear on the show," and I'm like, really? Because every single show that Matt, Nick, and myself jump onto, whether that's like the Lost rewatch or this show or insert here,
I didn't cuss on the Lost rewatch.
I'm the guy who doesn't do that. You're the guy who makes meth jokes and drops F-bombs.
Excuse me, that was heroin. To be
okay. Yeah, so I'm the good one.
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're not over yet.
To get back to the topic at hand, though, we didn't talk about the sculpture yet, really, which I thought was probably the most interesting of all the little quick shots we get. Is you see Rey and Kylo at the same time striking down what looks to be some kind of marble or volcanic glass sculpture of Darth Vader. And the only way you can really tell, because it's solid black, but when they actually make the strike, you can see Darth Vader's crumbled helmet that Kylo has on top falling down. So you're like, okay, so something from this old Vader helmet, it's kind of like what we've talked about before with Rebels, is that we've seen where Sith artifacts can hold essence of what they formerly were. So I was like, well, so does this helmet contain some part of Darth Vader, like a Horcrux in a way?
Yeah.
And they're in such a pristine.
It really was
it looks clean. It looks
even cleaner Bespin or Cloud City. Yeah.
Cleaner.
I think it was like a Jedi Ninja Warrior course. And it's the first person to get to Zer to declare who the next Jedi was going to be, and that's what they do. But they tied.
They're stabbing it together. They're like, I won.
They tied.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like family double dare, maybe. Yeah, it's family double dare.
The Emperor's like, oh, on to the next challenge.
Yeah.
See who can jump as high as me.
So Rey's like, I'll take physical challenge.
Meanwhile,
you don't know me. I take physical challenge.
Meanwhile, Kylo's just like weighted down by all that wet leather.
Exactly.
He's like, oh man, we just got off of that.
I can't get it off. Give me get the baby powder. Come on.
Wow, what I need that coupon code from the Rainbow Cat Palsy.
Do we even have? I mean, is this podcast going to be long enough to have a commercial? Because we could throw it. No. Okay. If there is a commercial, it's right now. So
cool.
Okay. Good enough. And if there is no commercial, then great. Bonus. All right. I don't know. I have no other thoughts about this.
Well, Matt, so we didn't get your reaction though. I mean, what did you think?
They did.
Oh yeah, and I liked it. I mean, I was cool with it. I understand what you're saying, Chris, about there's no maybe there's no wow, because we already kind of got that gut punch reaction when we saw Rey with the double red lightsaber, right? That was kind of like the what moment. Yeah. So we didn't really get one of those kind of what moments, but I also feel like they're trying to keep as much of this close to the vest as possible.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think my prediction is that as much criticism as I've just given, if you call it criticism, right? It just hasn't been.
No, I think it's fair. It's it's your reaction.
I'm confident. I'm confident that it's a complete smokescreen for a movie that's going to be awesome. It's going to be phenomenal, and I think that they're just trying to not give us anything. Because honestly, they didn't give us anything in this trailer that we haven't already seen.
True.
Other than 30 horses that can run on Star Destroyers.
Right. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, because this was basically exploding all over Facebook before the trailer erupted. But we also saw the Ghost, the Rebels ship, which, Chris, I can't wait for you to dive into Rebels as it hits Disney Plus very, very soon. But we saw the Ghost in that whole montage of all of those ships. So, which immediately my daughter was going crazy about. She's like, "Oh my gosh!"
So would that make the Ghost be the longest standing ship character in the Star Wars stories? Because the Ghost was in Rogue One.
Yeah, but technically, I guess you got the Falcon and Solo takes place timeline, I guess, chronologically. So, Oh, and we saw a glimpse of Poe's X-wing, which Poe's new X-wing, if you haven't seen the toys, is orange. So orange is the new black. I'm serious though.
In this situation, it's true.
His X-wing was black.
Confirm or deny whether or not you wrote that line to use.
I did not. It's my lack of food right now. I need some horse meat. But space horses, because I'm not eating Earth horses. I don't know. They're not horses
in Jamaica. Man, you are. They're good. They're tasty.
Okay, well, there you have it. I'm really kind of at a loss of what else to talk about. I will say that the part that gave me chills was hearing Luke switch to Leia, and I was just like, come on. Oh, and we got to see a Y-wing too. And
you did?
That
he was struggling, but we saw one.
We're slow and we're a bummer, and we've been here for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say again, my favorite part, the thing that actually did get me excited, it was the score. Like,
yes,
that in the tone in which that theme. I'm not a musician. I can't describe things correctly when it comes to music, but like wherever the tone was that they intended, landed perfectly. I felt like that was like a very grandiose version of that theme song, and it definitely did feel like it was an effort to tie everything to bring us towards the end of this story, which I appreciated. So, and when you're in a movie theater, that is, that's multiplied by 100. So I'm looking forward to hopefully the emotional roller coaster that will be this movie as it rallies up the end of the Star Wars saga.
And just to add to that, knowing that John Williams, based on what his brother has said, has used every single motif from the entire saga that he's written will be in this movie.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, to go all the way back to episode 1 and to think Duel of Fates is going to be in there somewhere, the Anakin love scene or love song, Anakin and Padme love song is going to be in there somewhere.
Are they going to slice pears in midair? That'd be really hot.
Watch who wears her dominatrix outfit.
Who wears the dominatrix outfit between and Reylo?
Well, he's clearly all leather. He's the gimp.
Yeah, but maybe they do the switcheroo.
Oh, maybe.
You just BB-8 as a gag.
I have seen.
There's a new drawing for you, Matt.
So much.
I said, I want you to draw that.
I have seen so much marketing and advertising for random things like Igloo. I got an advertisement for Igloo today. They have their whole line.
Has to be almost. Hey, we're gonna Google this real quick because I think
we can Photoshop this faster than I can draw.
BB-8 all gag.
Remember, this is a PG podcast, there, Chris.
This is well, it's to keep kids quiet, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
There is a Death Star one.
Okay,
I could see it. Yeah.
So hysterical. I want something that says Leather Daddy. So Arrested Development. I'm just going off the rails now.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Time for Dad to get his rocks off.
I did want to keep this a short podcast because apparently we're also recording another podcast tomorrow, most likely. So
yeah.
Yes.
I'll see you guys then. And really this was the hottest take that we could have about this podcast or about this trailer. So super hot, dude. It's BB-8 hot.
Dripping with BB-8 ball gags.
Sounds so wrong. If Chris could title this episode, that is what you would title it. But sadly,
I don't have that power.
I don't know. Colleen. But anyway, on that note, if you do like this show, and clearly you're listening to this right now, but maybe you're a fan of the Jay and Jack Network, and you've heard of the RCAD, you can check us three and this other guy that seems to be on there from time to time, Jack. Check us out over there. You can send us an email. Tell us what you thought about this trailer. Let us know where we were wrong, what we left out. And, you can send it to the Force is Well Done gmail.com. That is our email.
And if you if you send in an email or give us a review, then maybe Matt will draw you a podcast.
Maybe I will.
Okay. But yeah, and don't forget, Matt. We should also thank a special group of people too.
Oh yeah. Before I get to those patrons, I also wanted to make sure that I mentioned the jandjack.com/Amazon affiliate link. You can go there, shop for all your ball gag needs. Anything else that you need as far as can't believe how you said you were the good one, Chris. You said you were the good one. You've turned us all to the dark side with
I'm a bad influence. I don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope that the force is with you. All of you. Always. And for those that do support this show, all of the patrons that make this possible, but especially those special ones like Tack from Paris, Eckhart Richter, Ed, the creepy letter carrier, which I really don't think he's creepy. I've met him before. Maggie, the Magnificent. I could not forget her because my daughter's named Maggie. Drake the Destroyer. And Joanne with the master plan that's going to blow up the Death Star once again. Thank you all for doing what you do. You make this show possible. Really appreciate it. Guys, any last thoughts as I was talking and rambling on there?
No.
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, great podcast, kids. 1 in a million. Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Maybe I'll see you next time.
Maybe.